Okay, I'm going to attempt to finish this out. I was just working on this one here. It's from the, let's see, is it from the same box? No, it's not from the same box. This is from the other box. Yeah, those are the flakes from this mahogany obsidian, but it's actually triple flow because it's got clear spots in it. Along the edges, you can see some of the clear spots. Oh, are they right there? Anyways, it naps really well. I think I'm going to make another agate basin. I called it Angostura before, but that's in Texas. The agate basin is the general term for it. Yeah, I think I'm going to make another. I don't know if I'll do it on video. Maybe. If you don't mind me starting with this preform. All right, so I'm going to finish this out in the style of a Stockton corner notch. I was looking in the book. Which book is it? The one you can't get, so don't worry about it too much. Stone Age Spear and Arrow Points of California and the Great Basin by Noel D. Justice. This is no longer in print as far as I know. Yeah, I know, it's a bummer. And this is the one I'm going to go for here. But mine is a lot bigger as far as the preform goes, but I don't care. I'm going to go for that style. All right, Stockton has side notches. Big side notches and serrations. This one's got 2 on each side, but it's all kind of wonky. See that? They're not even symmetrical, which is okay. Let's see. 32.16 is made from Obsidian. Yep. Stockton corner notch, Sacramento County, California. So yeah, these are all documented to where they're found and all that good stuff. And I'm trying out my new glove, the new golf glove that I was gifted. Yeah, weather soft. I think I'll buy more of these. Yeah, this is working out pretty good. Now it's got holes in it. I don't know if the flakes are gonna get in there. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna pressure flake right now. Yep. Start off by doing some pressure flaking. It'll reduce the width a little bit and reduce the overall size to be more in line with the real ones, but I don't care. I don't care too much on this one if it's a little bit too big. Now this one I was just working on, I thought it would be a good practice run, but this naps much differently than this stuff. Yeah, this stuff is very crunchy. So I don't know. And it's also very snappish, right when you don't want it to be. Yeah, it's the worst. The worst of everything as far as unpredictability. It looks like it'll nap really well, and then it'll fool you. But it's rewarding if you can get something out of it, because it looks really nice. So I'm just going to go around and pressure flake off the thick spots and see where I'm at. See where I am. A lot of boring pressure flaking, especially when it gets to be stiff fracture-y around the crunchy areas. I don't know. I guess I just gotta not drive long flakes at all in that crunchy area right there. Let's see if I can get the lighting to be better. Yes? I don't know. Now, I wish I had a real artifact for every one of these points that I nap on video to compare. But I don't. I just have books sometimes, and once in a while they have a side view, if I'm lucky. I'll even take a good description, and then I might not need a side view. But it's rare to find good descriptions that are good enough that you don't need a side view. Why do you need a side view? So you know what they were doing. How thick was it? Is the tip beveled? Does it taper from the midsection to either side? Or is the thickest part of the point down near the stem? Or is the thickest part of the point down up near the point? How does it taper? It doesn't always taper this way. I tend to make the thickest area right here at 1/3 up the blade, just as a default. But they're not all made that way. It'd be nice to know. You know, some collectors are generous enough to, post pictures of their artifacts in various views so you can see. And that's how we know. There are some archaeological texts that'll show the side views, but it's rare. I think they're trying to catch on, or they're catching on, they're trying their best. But I still see brand new archaeological texts that don't show side views. They don't even weigh them. They think they got a lot of data. They think they got the relevant data. But nope. They miss stuff. But they think, yeah, it's inconsequential. If I missed it, that means I deemed it inconsequential. Yeah, that's what they'll say. Or, we didn't really have enough time with the specimens. To add that in there would take too much time. Time is money. You need money for more time. More money. If you want more time with the artifacts, you need to pay more money. That's what they say. And then when they get the data, they don't even share it. Give them more money, they get more data, but then you don't get to see it. In many cases, not all cases, but in many cases you don't get to see the data. Yeah, so it's not fair. Am I in frame? I don't know. I'm not paying attention to the viewfinder. Let's see. Most of you guys are better at pressure flaking than I am. Yeah. The tip was starting to curve downward. Can't have that. Curve downward to that side. Yep. All right, I did one side. Now let's see if I can do the other side. Thin down the thick parts. I get nervous when I try to thin down with pressure flakes. A lot of times the edge doesn't support the flake I want to generate. How many of you guys skip past the pressure flaking because you can't see? So it's irrelevant anyway. I'm wondering. If you can't see it, you know, you don't want to waste your time watching it. I used to go in real close, but it makes it very difficult for me to do it accurately. It's too close to the camera, I can't see my workpiece because the camera is right in front of my face. Alright, so I'm just picking at the edge. As usual, this is the easiest way to sharpen and to shape. Just pick at it. Downward picks. I did some flaking across the tip here, maybe to get a little median ridge going in the tip area. But that's about it. I should probably thin it down a little bit more on this side. Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. Let's get this finished up. I want it to be there yet already. Are we there yet? No? How about now? No? When are we going to be there? Nobody knows. Too many crunchies and it delays the inevitable. Man, this edge crushes really easy. Yeah, okay. Why did I grind it when I'm just going to push down on it? Because it needs a little bit of heftiness on the edge so it doesn't crush. Even when I push downward, straight downward, it still crushes a little bit if the edge is too delicate. Yeah, I gotta have something to sit the tool on. So it's gotta be a dull spot or at the right angle. I'm finding that I gotta hold the flaker really, really firm, and that kind of situation gives you napper's cramp. Sometimes I can have a relatively loose grip on the pressure flaker, but on this one, I've got to hold it very firmly. Yeah. Yeah, these pressure flakes, they have to come off exactly. Gotta be exact. Alright, so I'll just sharpen these corners up a little bit before I start the notching. Good thing is it's a convex base, as far as I can tell. These Stockton points are late prehistoric points. Relatively recent. You know, the real ones. Made up until the historic period. I didn't know that until I read the little notes in the book just now. I didn't realize the Stockton were made up until the historic period. Alright, so late prehistoric to historic. Alright, so I need to switch the tool. Does this have a burr on it? No. Okay. But I'm going to dress it up a little bit anyway. Okay. So, yeah, just a bunch of pressure flaking. I need to wear 2 gloves. Oh well. I had some music playing earlier. I usually don't nap with music, but in this case today I just felt like listening to some music. Now I'm all kind of, where's the music? Where'd it go? Oh well. The crickets are our music. I went for a hike. Today. It was good. I'm glad I went. It got a little dark. Toward the end there, on the way back, it was hard to see some of the trail. But, yeah, I forget how early it gets dark now. Doesn't seem right. Yeah. Perfect weather, though. Yep. So when the weather's really good, I try not to miss a good little hike. I think it was like 40 minutes. Maybe even, no, it was like 40 minutes. I was going to say 30 minutes, but no. It was longer than that. I can see this is going to be delicate. I'm going to have to tiptoe through these notches. Okay. Here we go. I don't know why I can't see. Is it the Sheen? Okay. I'm finding I gotta hold the pressure flaker extremely firmly to get just the right amount of control for these flakes so that they don't go too crazy and they don't go too short. You might be saying, you just crunched those in on purpose. Why so much crunching? Well, it works. That's why. Yep. I would do a lot of other types of notching, like maybe punch notching, if it worked this good, but for me, this seems to work the best. Alrighty, one down. Let's see if we can get the other one down. Yeah, the angle on the lighting is a little bit off. I think let's turn the other light on. I don't think that'll help, but I guess it couldn't hurt. Or maybe it does hurt. If there's too much glare, it hurts, but it looks like it's okay. Sometimes I get too cocky on the second notch if I think it's going to be too easy. I always forget to check which side seems easier to do because that should be the last one you do. You should always try notching the more difficult side first. But I tend to forget that. I just want to be there already. Are we there yet? Yeah, this stuff is highly brittle. Highly brittle. I don't want to snap the tip off. Have I snapped the tip off while pressure flaking like this? Oh yes. Against the glove? Haha. You don't know. You don't know the struggles if you don't know that. Yeah. It's a sneaky laugh. Yeah, I was trying to watch a movie earlier, but it was one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. I'm thinking, well, it seems to be kind of interesting, but then it started to go into weirdness. So I said, nah, we'll just watch it some other time. I got to maintain a good positive attitude for my napping. Yeah. Oh no. Don't tell me I stalled on this stuff. That'd be embarrassing. Highly embarrassing. Some might say, well, yeah, you're using steel. What do you expect? I expect it not to stall. Come on. That's it. I expect a nice pop out. Yeah. It doesn't need to be symmetrical. I saw the picture. The drawing. It was a drawing. Where are the pictures that they're getting these drawings from? That's what I want to know. Or are they drawing the real artifacts? Is the drawing taken from a photograph or from an artifact? I think in the book it said it's from both sources. Alright, so it's got notches, okay? It's got them. Now these side notches come in at a steep angle this way. Yeah, and they're narrow. So we got ourselves a little challenge. I'm not going to make them too narrow. No. They might be a little bit narrow, but they're not going to be really narrow. I got 4 of them to do, and it's going to wear down the tip of the tool, so that means is, you know, when it wears down the tip, it gets more wide at the bottom. You know, in terms of being able to reach inside the notch. It gets harder to reach the bottom of the notch when the tool tip starts to wear down. If the tool tip, you know, expands as it goes down, which this one does. It gets thicker. The bottom of this notcher is thicker than the top. Now I can file it so it's the same all the way down, but then it bends right in the middle of when I'm trying to do a good flake, a good solid pressure flake like that. Sometimes it'll bend and it messes everything up. You guys know about that stuff? Oh yeah. This top notch is deeper than this lower notch. Yeah. It's that way in the photo. In the sketch. Is the sketch sketchy? Of course it is. All sketches are sketchy. You didn't know? It's probably not even accurate because it's sketchy. Where do they even get that expression? I take offense at that expression because I'm a draftsman. Yeah. It's like, you know, using the... You know, a sketch is a good thing. Like let's say in cooking, you make something tasty, but then tasty becomes a bad word. How would they feel? Yeah. That's how I feel. I'm a dressman and I take offense at using the word sketchy in a bad way. I gotta stop pushing them flakes off like that because yeah, too crunchy. I thought I was being clever, but no. Dang it. Okay. I hope I didn't create a crack. That's messy. That looks a little messy. Yeah. It does look a little messy. It's okay. I gotta remember not to do that again. There it goes. Okay, so the top notch is deeper than the lower notch in the photos, in the sketchy sketches. I try to terminate them with a nice pop out, but in this case, I'm just going to leave it kind of stalled, kind of dull. Now, are these used for wrapping? That's a good question. They probably are not. These little side notches are probably not used for wrapping. How do I get... See, these are difficult to get right, to get symmetrical. That's probably why they're not symmetrical in the sketch. Yeah. I gotta admit, this is easy to notch. Yeah. Even if it's crushing, even if it's crushy, it's easy to notch. Yeah. So, if I were to make small arrowheads out of it, they would be relatively easy to notch in a very delicate way. Of course, this is the only piece of silver sheen that was in the box, so oh well. I'm not going to be able to try a little arrowhead. Maybe a miniature one, but not a full-size arrowhead. Come on. Don't stall on me. No, not like that. Why do I go in two directions? And not just one like this? Because I like to make people angry. That's why. Come on. Dang it, that looks bad. Okay. Yeah, it's really thick right there. Should have tried to do these pop outs a little more carefully. Okay. I can fix it up a little bit off camera when I can maybe see it better during the daytime. that sheen is actually interfering with what I'm seeing. Yeah, I gotta leave that alone. Finish that off camera. Yeah, it's too thick. I can take a file and then make it better, but I'm not gonna do it right now. Yeah, I crunched it a lot. As I'm having difficulty seeing, that's my excuse. What have you seen? I can't tell because of the sheen. That's why the notches are not clean. Yeah, I said this is easy to notch, but it's a little bit difficult to notch these cleanly to get nice pop outs. I can crunch this stuff in and get crunchy edges. Come on. Is it dull already? Already dull? If this gets too dull, it doesn't grab the edge. It just kind of slides. There we go. Is that a decent pop out? I think it is. Watching notching is like watching paint dry. I can't tell if I'm able to do the notching better than that or not. There is some layering in the material. I think it's just crunchy. Yeah, look at that. It's almost done. Almost. Just a little more persnicketies on the tip and then we're done. I think I snapped off a little bit of the sharpness on the tip. I could feel it dig into my glove a couple times. "39 minutes. These are supposed to have pointy tips. Yes. I'm looking in the book. Yeah. mess with it too much. All right, so that's good enough. This stuff was relatively easy to knap, but it is way too crunchy. And I think I was having the same issue with the other stuff. What is it with this crunchiness? With this crunchiness, is there a way to overcome that? Yeah, you grind it and then you do only one pass instead of two passes. I think that's the way to overcome it. Yeah, you grind it and you do pass on one side only. That would help to eliminate some of the crunching. All right, so is it good? I'm going to, I don't know, I was going to take some flakes from this side because that looks too thick. But if I do that, I think I'll install a curve. I'll just leave it. Yeah, I'll just leave it. Which one I think is actually more visible on my hand, even though the glove is lighter in color. Yeah, all right. Good, I'm glad. I'm going to move on to something else. That was actually not too bad. I can't really complain. And it looks awesome. The material, is it translucent? Not really. What is translucent so I can compare? See, if you hold this up to the light this way, this one has no translucency. Not like that. Yeah, but it has a sheen. Yeah, all right. There you go. That's it.